JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, double murder in Mount Carey, St. James. St. James has recorded another double murder. This morning, gunmen attacked two men while they were transporting a cabinet set in a truck along a road in Mount Carey. The deceased have been identified as 64-year-old Henry Salmon, a cooking gas operator of a Mount Carey address, and 56-year-old cabinet maker Gilbert Jackson of York Bush, which is also in Mount Carey. The two were said to be close friends. It is reported that about 9 o'clock, someone was using his truck to assist Jackson to deliver a cupboard set that he had just made. On reaching a section of the community of York Bush, both men in the vehicle came under a gun attack. They were shot dead. Police investigators say it is believed that both men were robbed. The shooting came just hours after two men were shot at a popular bar in Anchovy, which occurred near to this morning's double murder scene. One man died and the other was injured in that incident. Three shot, one fatally in Westmoreland. A man who was shot in his face, abdomen and chest is dead, and two others hospitalized after they were attacked in George's Plain, Westmoreland at 12:50 a.m. on Sunday. According to police reports, the three men and the teenager were attacked by two men armed with guns. The incident took place after the group of four left Posh nightclub on the George's Plain main road. Their attackers, who were lurking at a nearby stall, began shooting, and all four males ran in different directions. After the armed men fled on a motorcycle that was parked nearby, it was discovered that the three men had been shot. They were rushed to the hospital, where bullet-riddled 36-year-old Kevin Hamilton was pronounced dead on arrival. The other two men, who received injuries to their foot and hand respectively, were treated and admitted in stable condition. George's Plain is listed among the hotspots in the parish of Westmoreland. It was the home turf of the late Sean Smith, otherwise called Blacks, who was shot and killed in Savlamar in July. Up to September 7, murders in the parish have increased by more than 39% compared to the same period last year. Investigations are ongoing. Two dead after St. Elizabeth crash. Two men succumbed to injuries they sustained in a motor vehicle accident on the Content Main Road in St. Elizabeth on Sunday. The deceased have not yet been identified. Police report that about 4:45 a.m., the men were traveling on a motorcycle from Santa Cruz when, upon reaching a section of the roadway, the bike collided with a BMW motor car that was traveling in the opposite direction. They were taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Man with long criminal history chased and gunned down. Investigators from the Clarendon CIB are on high alert following the murder of 33-year-old Texroy Egbert, otherwise called 5-0, a resident of Savannah Cross in the parish. He was shot and killed by armed men on September 10, about 10:30 a.m. Reports say that Egbert, who was self-employed, was shot shortly after he drove to a wholesale in the vicinity of the Texaco gas station in Sandy Bay. As soon as he stopped his silver Toyota Probox motor car, another car drove up. Several men exited the vehicle and began shooting at him. Egbert ran, but he was chased and shot several times. The gunmen then left in the vehicle in which they had arrived. Egbert's body was taken to the Mapen Hospital, where he was confirmed dead. According to the police, Egbert is no stranger to them and was the target of several intelligence-led operations in the past. He was targeted by the police in connection with lottery scamming activities and illegal guns. He was arrested in 2018 for murder and identity theft in St. James and was also reported on condition of bond at the Old Harbour police station. He was also cited for receiving stolen goods from an appliance store in Mapen in 2017. Contractor charged after allegedly wounding man with knife. 45-year-old Alton Linton, a contractor of the Carteret Drive, Mandeville, Manchester, was arrested and charged with wounding with intent following an incident last Friday. Reports from the Mandeville police are that about 4 p.m., an argument developed between Linton and another man. It is alleged that Linton used the knife to inflict wounds to the man. The police were summoned, and Linton was arrested and subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. Godfrey Stewart High students locked out over dress code issues. Some students of Godfrey Stewart High School in Savlamar, Westmoreland, and their parents have been left disgruntled after they were locked out reportedly over non-conformance with the institution's dress code. The students were barred from entering the compound, reportedly due to the girls' uniform skirts being in breach of new stipulations that the garment should reach down to the students' socks, among other rulings. However, the parents contend that the uniforms being worn by their children were provided by the school as opposed to being sourced elsewhere. They also argued that female teachers at the school are not held to the same standard as students. The parents have also accused the school's principal, Emily Lawrence Ricketts, of being disrespectful in her handling of the issue. Efforts to get a comment from the school, as well as the Ministry of Education's Region 4 office, were unsuccessful. Man allegedly threatens to kill cop at court. A 21-year-old man was remanded in court after allegedly threatening to kill a police officer while he was in the Olding area at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. Rodane Samuels had been taken to court by the police to pay a fine in relation to charges of disorderly conduct, assaulting a police officer, and indecent language. It is alleged that after being placed in the Olding area, Samuels attempted to hand a cell phone to another man in a cell in front of him. A police officer reportedly attempted to take the cell phone, and Samuels subsequently became boisterous and started to use threatening words. "Pay all, when me buck your road, me go kill you. You're not even a murderer you ramp with," the cop quoted Samuels as saying. Samuels was subsequently charged with uttering a threat to kill. Senior Parish Judge Lauren Cole Montague questioned Samuels about the alleged death threat. "You called the officer P? Did you say those words?" she asked. He answered, "No, me never said that. Me head no 200. Me said to the officer, 'Officer, you can go tell my mother to get me medication, please, for me head.' So him come in my cell and start thump me chest and start give me beer hard lick. Him just see and start thump you?" the judge asked incredulously. Samuels' allegation was subsequently denied by the police officer. Turning her attention again to Samuels, Cole Montague asked, "How could you have done that?" adding, "You're not going home tonight, you know." Samuels then started pleading with the judge to not remand him. However, he was further remanded until, the judge said, his mother is able to appear in court to speak about his supposed mental illness and the medications he's on. "I am your judicial mother now, but I want the birth mother to come and tell me what's happening with your medical," Cole Montague said. $12 million Negril sign came at no cost to taxpayers, says Sivright. Senior advisor and strategist in the tourism industry, Delano Sivright, said the recently unveiled $12 million Negril sign came at no cost to the taxpayer and is among the lowest priced sign attractions of its type in the world. Developed by the Tourism Product Development Company Limited, TPDCO, the Negril Jamaica Iconic Experience and Attraction has triggered backlash on social media, with some Jamaicans declaring it a waste of money. However, in a press release, Sivright noted that the project is essentially paid for by tourists via government's Tourism Enhancement Fund charges of $20 for each and every incoming airline passengers and $2 for cruise passengers. The sign also comes in well below similar touristic signage in other countries, which range from around 88 million Jamaican dollars for the famous Toronto sign attraction in Canada to 510 million Jamaican dollars for the popular Welcome to Florida sign attraction in the United States, the release stated. Sivright explained that the cost of the Negril sign attraction includes surveys, soil test, lay-by, walkway, retaining wall, signage platform, fabrication and installation of lettering, landscaping, advanced solar lighting, and highway tension barriers. He also noted that the sign, which is located on the Hanover side of the resort town, sections of which are also in Westmoreland, is already a huge attraction, generating from locals and foreigners alike, and will undoubtedly contribute to enhancing Negril, which earned approximately $1 billion in tourism revenues for Jamaica in 2019. Sivright further stated that accessible photo and videographic experiences within destinations in this hyper-social media climate, stretching from Instagram, TikTok to Facebook, provide visitors with an additional incentive to travel longer and capture scenic shots as part of their vacation experience. He said that it is intended that the existence of these sites will also provide the home destination with the user-generated content for marketing, which has a multiplier effect in attracting audiences. Williams condemns stabbing of security guard by a parent at Herbert Morrison. Last Friday's stabbing of a security guard at the Herbert Morrison Technical High School by a parent has been condemned by the Minister of Education and Youth, Favour Williams. The stabbing incident, which was captured on video and shared on social media, reportedly occurred after the parent was prevented from entering the institution because the pair of shorts she was wearing was deemed to be too short. In a statement Monday morning, Williams described the incident as totally unacceptable and outrageous behavior by a parent. Williams noted that it has been reported that the security guard attempted to bar the parent from entering the compound last Friday because he considered her deportment in violation of the school's dress code. The parent allegedly insisted on being allowed to enter the premises, and the ensuing argument escalated. It ended with the security guard being stabbed by the incensed parent with a pair of scissors. This kind of behavior is to be condemned in the strongest possible terms. We cannot expect to set a good example to children by resorting to violence when we have disagreements. Last Friday's incident, as reported and captured on phone videos, suggests this attack took place in full view of students. This is outrageous and cannot be condoned, Williams stated. Where parents or guardians are in disagreement with schools' regulations, they should seek to have their concerns raised at Parent-Teachers Association meetings and with the administration. We must set better examples for our children overall, and especially as we are calling on parents to ensure their children obey the school rules, the minister added. Jamaica probes suspected monkeypox death, reports 5 new cases. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has revealed that an investigation is ongoing into a suspected monkeypox-related death. The ministry made the disclosure in its latest update on the virus, in which it reported 5 new cases of the disease locally, bringing the country's total number of infections to 12. The cases were reported between September 7 and 12, with the affected areas being Kingston and St. Andrew 2, St. Elizabeth 1, Manchester 1 and St. James 1, the minister said. Jamaica reports 92 new COVID-19 cases, no deaths. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 92 new COVID-19 cases on Sunday, September 11, bringing the infection total to 150,844. The new cases comprise 57 females and 35 males, with ages ranging from 7 days to 93 years. The cases were recorded in St. Catherine, 21, Kingston and St. Andrew, 19, Westmoreland, 11, St. James, 8, Clarendon, 8, Manchester, 7, St. Anne, 5, St. Elizabeth, 5, St. Thomas and St. Mary, 2 each, Trelawney, 2, and Hanover, 1. There were 86 recoveries in the last 24 hours, bringing the total to 97,598. Currently, 112 people are hospitalized, 33 of whom are moderately ill, 6 severely ill, and 1 in critical condition, the ministry said. Jamaica's positivity rate for the latest round of testing is 16.3%. In sports news, Powell upset with Talawa's top order. The Jamaica Talawas are showing hot and cold signs as they suffer their second defeat in this year's Caribbean Premier League after a loss to Barbados Royals yesterday. Talawas lost to the St. Lucia Kings on Wednesday, but rallied to defeat the Trinbago Knight Riders on Saturday. Yesterday's loss to Royals keeps Talawas in second position in the standings with 6 points, with the unbeaten Royals extending their lead at the top with 10 points from 5 games. After being asked to take the first strike, Talawas managed to claw their way to 156 for 8, but failed to prevent a top-order onslaught from Royals, who, in the end, eased to 157 for 2 with a ball to spare. For Talawas' captain Rovman Powell, the team's top-order struggles continue to hamper them. We need to work on the first 10 overs as a batting unit, because the last couple of games, the first 10 overs are just yielding about 40 to 50 runs, and that is a little unacceptable at this level, Powell said. Once again, Talawas were pegged back by an early loss of wickets in the power play, with openers Brandon King Duck and Kenner Lewis 1 returning to the pavilion with just 7 runs on the board. It took another recovery mission from Captain Powell to rescue the team, as he and wicketkeeper Amar Django added 57 runs for the 3rd wicket. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.